What's up, guys? Impulse here, and today we are back with our review of Black Ops 3. It's half an hour long, like I said, but it's full, jam-packed with some ranting, some rage, some really good points. I think it'll be a really good review, and you guys will like it. It's a different review. It's not going to be your, Allier cocksucking review.
It was the best Call of Duty game ever. Oh, such a great game.
No, that's not my review, because I'm not paid by Activision, okay? I don't lie. That's definitely something I don't do. Well, Allier may be paid by Activision, maybe not. But anyway, that's not the point of the video. So Shoutout Saturday will be tomorrow, like usual, and my plans for Infinite Warfare coming out Friday, and Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm gonna try and skip Friday. I have a half day of school. I don't really have anything due Friday as of right now, so I mean, I'll try and get out of it. If not, expect a lot of uploads then, though. So be alert, turn notifications on, all that good stuff. Alright, so let's get right into the video. So when you guys think of Black Ops 3, what do you think of? I mean, I think of a game that had a lot of potential. As a matter of fact, it had the potential to be the best Call of Duty ever. I know it's a statement, but it did. Like, it's a Treyarch Games, a company we all know and love. Well, I don't. But it's a company that you guys love. So, I mean, it had potential to be a great game. It had the right developing team, it had great concepts, it had great ideas, but it just failed with the little things, and the little things can ruin a Call of Duty game. Ask Black Ops 2. I mean, that's what it did for Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 had the potential to be a much better game than it was, and it was still a pretty good game. But the little things that Vandahar forgets to patch, and the Zombies team are just careless over, they shoot themselves in the foot every year. It's very, very annoying, and little fixes, little, effort, they can fix these things. I don't know why they choose not to, because I don't think these things take a lot of effort to fix. I may be wrong, I may be mistaken, but from the looks of it, and I know a thing or two about the gaming industry, I don't think these things take a lot of effort to fix. I know some things do, and I've been around Call of Duty for a good 3 years now. I know how some things are done, so I'm a pretty valid person when it comes to this stuff. So let's get right into it. So first, with the positives, I'm going to start with Zombies here. I'm going to say the maps were a huge success, and Zombies, as a general game mode, was a huge success this year. As a matter of fact, it was probably the best Zombies that we've ever gotten. To be honest with you, yeah. This and Black Ops 1 were great Zombies. They had all-around great maps. There was one bad map that I disliked in this game. Well, one was mediocre, and all the four were excellent. I loved them. So the four that I loved were Shadows of Evil, Zetsubo no Shima. Well, I didn't love Zetsubo no Shima, but I think it deserves a lot of credit, because it doesn't really get any in the Zombies community. It's a really underrated map. Revelations, obviously, I can speak for itself. It's just a fun map, although a bit easy. And Gro Krovi, which might be my favorite one out of this entire list. I don't know. It's a debate. So let's start with Shadows of Evil. The Rituals. The Rituals were really, really fun for me. They really, I don't know. A lot of people don't like getting set up on Shadows. They always complain about that when it comes to Shadows. And it's a valid complaint. I mean, a lot of my friends who've been playing Zombies a lot longer than I have complain about that. And it's most definitely a valid complaint. It's just, you gotta find fun things to do and the boring stuff. And I think that's really important when it comes to Zombies. Although there are some maps that you just can't do that on, and I'll mention that later. But Shadows of Evil, I think you guys can get over the boredom of the Rituals. You guys should just find fun things to do, like see if you can get them all done by round 1. See if you can get them all done by, what's it called? I don't know, see who has the most kills by the end of the Rituals. Stuff like that. Gotta find fun things and the little things. It's a life lesson and a Call of Duty lesson, let's just say. So, yeah. So our second positive was definitely the creativity that went into the Zombies this year. The Zombies team at Treyarch does a great job when it comes to creativity. I think Blundell and his team did a great job this year. They knocked it out of the park. Compared to what they did in Black Ops 2, which was a mediocre effort at best. I think the only two maps that stood out for me were obviously the two that you guys all know and love, Mob of the Dead and Origins. They only did well on those two, in my opinion. And the other maps had a lot of potential, but again, a lot of things done wrong. And I think that's really what Treyarch really needs to pay attention with, is the little things. They can learn a lot by taking notes from, say, the old Infinity Ward. and what they did right, and they could learn a lot from them, let me tell you. So another positive about zombies is extra health. I like that. You had extra health instead of a 3-hit down. It was a 3-hit down, not a 2-hit down. Although the zombies definitely hit you a lot faster in this game. They are more mobile, and they sprinted at round 1. I will mention that later. But yeah, I like the extra health because if the zombies are going to hit you faster, you definitely need extra health. It's just you got to counter it with something. I'd say another positive is Widow's Wine. I love Widow's Wine. It's literally my second favorite perk in COD history. Although a bit OP in some cases, it's a great perk, and it's really, really fun to use, and it's great to get set up. It saves your life so many times, and it was a great addition. But the thing is, I don't know why they didn't add more, and I'll mention that later in the video, and I'll explain maybe why they didn't, and I just don't know what was going on there at Treyarch. You just don't know sometimes what's going on at Gayarch. But besides that, Zombies was a success, guys. Although I have a lot of cons later, they were just little things. They weren't huge things. Zombies mostly got it right, and that's good to know, because Zombies kind of saved this game from being a complete and utter failure. So let's get to the campaign. Nothing. It sucked cock. It was a snooze fest. It was terrible. There are no positives about the campaign. Zero. It was fucking terrible. Awful. It was the worst campaign I've played, and a lot of people can agree with me. The majority of the COD community hates this campaign. It's terrible. It was boring. It was long. There was no good storyline. It seemed like that Treyarch just pooped it out of their ass in the last 2 days of developing the game. There was no storyline, no effort. Again, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. They have a great potential to make a great campaign, and there are still people who buy the games for the campaign, yet they can't deliver with the most simple thing, in my opinion. Infinity Ward and even Sledgehammer, Advanced Warfare, I've heard had a great campaign, and that's just from friends and all that. But I've heard it had a great campaign. They knocked it out of the park. As bad as a game as AW was, they had a great campaign. Yet Treyarch can't even get the campaign down. Like, come on. And they had this annoying character named Hendrix. When you were playing the campaign, he never moved. He was so slow. He's a fat lard. Like, he didn't move at all. I'll explain that later. My gosh, he was just so annoying. I mean, the campaign was an utter and abysmal failure, and I'll explain even more of that later in the con section of this game. But campaign, nothing to talk about. It was terrible. Alright, so multiplayer. Again, there's a lot of mixed opinions about multiplayer. Some loved it, some hated it. I'm in the middle. I think this multiplayer was good, and it could have been a lot better. I still think the beta was a lot more fun than the actual game, but this is the pros section, so I'm not going to get negative, and you can see right there why I think there are some cons to the multiplayer. So at one point, this is confirmed by Activision, Black Ops 3 was the most played COD game to date in November and December of 2016. Actually 2015, I got my year wrong. But it was. Activision released a statement on Charlie Intel, and if I can get a picture of it, I will put it in here. But they released a statement in November, December. There was, I think, it said it on the servers, there was 8 million people on this game at one time. That is amazing. And now, if you got on a game, there's 200,000 on the PS4. Boy, did that tell you how boring and bad Black Ops 3 got. But that's for later. On the connections, I thought the connections were pretty good in this game. I'm not counting lagging out, I'm just counting lagging in general in the actual game. I think connections were pretty decent this year, and a humongous improvement from AW. AW being probably the worst connecting Call of Duty to date. So that was good, they got that right. Time to kill for most weapons was pretty good, although there were some melty weapons. But the time to kill across the board was pretty good. I don't know, this is kind of a double-sided statement. I'm not sure. Most weapons, excluding the Melt-O-War, which kills in 2 bullets from any range, the Gorgon, 2-shot kill, XR2, M8. I mean, I can explain, I could go on and on. There are some guns that just melt. And I don't know if I agree with actually that statement, but there were some times when the time to kill was good, definitely. Hunted. Now, I don't know why people hate Hunted. If every map in Call of Duty was like Hunted, Call of Duty would be thriving. If every map was like Nuketown, in this game, this game would be a failure. I don't know why every map isn't like Hunted. Hunted's very balanced, and I'll tell you why. There are flanked routes on the side of the bridge at B. The flags are equally flagged, and it isn't an SMG-only map. You can use any gun on that map and be successful. That's what I think a good map is. If you can use any gun on a map and do well, then it's a good map. That's my judge. That's how I judge a good map. Not by gameplays, not by bias crap. I judge it by, you know, using any gun and you're able to do well on that map. There are some guns in this, some maps in this game where you cannot do well if you use certain weapons. And that, in my opinion, is a bad map. So, if every map in the game was like Hunted, I mean, this would be probably the best Call of Duty. I love Hunted so much. It's one of my favorite maps in Call of Duty history. I think they really did a great job with the map design, to the underwater gunfights, to the bridge flank, to the spawn trap, and it wasn't like too major of a spawn trap, and to the cave. It's just such an awesome map, visually, and it played so nicely. I think if every map was like that, once again, this game would be probably the best COD, in my opinion. Another positive, the black market weapons were actually not pay to win, believe it or not. Everyone thought, oh, as soon as they release COD points, oh, there's going to be black market weapons, everything's going to be pay to win. They really weren't, and believe it or not, this has happened 2 years in a row to me. Last year in AW, there's a week left in the game's life cycle. I haven't really gotten a gun that I wanted. Besides the Battle Obsidian Steed and a few other weapons that I had to work hard for. I didn't get right from release. But I wanted the MP40 and the STG. I was been hunting them for like 3 months, and I wasn't able to get them. A week left, I open one supply drop, I get them both in the same supply drop. I'm like, why now, Advanced Warfare? I've been wanting these guns for 3 months, and now you give it to me? Yesterday, on Black Ops 3, I open a supply drop, what do I get? The FFAR. I'm like, are you kidding me? A week left in the game for the 2nd straight year, and now I get the weapons. I literally have no guns that shoot fully automatic until I got the FFAR. And honestly, the FFAR is... it's not great. I mean, I don't know. These guns are not great. And I like how they're balanced and all, but there's got to be some perks to using these black market weapons. And I guess it could be a negative too, but I liked how they're balanced, excluding the NX Shadow Claw, which was a one-hit from any range, and you could just spray and pray. I mean, what a skilled weapon, right? Let me tell you. Again, it was really fun and rewarding. Black Ops 3 was a really fun and rewarding game for 2 months. I mean, there's always a twist, right? I mean, with Call of Duty, there's always a twist. This game was a success, an amazing success for 2 months, including the beta as well. I wish I don't know what happened. I think what happened in this game, and it was the case with this game, is they try and forced it on you. You guys might not get what I'm saying right away, but what they did, the game was fine with when they didn't have guns in the game from the supply drops. And when they added those is when the game started to plummet, and they started like trying to add all this new content and ruining the core game. And I think that's really what led to the game's downfall, and one of the key factors. A lot of people don't see that, and I think it's not really a coincidence. I think it's just something the game did very, very wrong. So yeah, it was really fun, but only for 2 months. Underwater gunfights were a huge plus for me. Whoever came up with that at Treyarch needs a promotion, because everyone else at Treyarch should be taking notes from whoever came up with the underwater gunfights idea. It was a great, great, great idea. I mean, I would have never thought of that. It was just, and they flowed so smooth. It was just like a real gunfight, except underwater. It was just so awesome. Whenever I was in an underwater gunfight, I had confidence I would win the gunfight, and I did. I think the bullets in underwater did better when I was not underwater. Like, I would probably, if they should make an all underwater map, and I do really, really well, I guarantee you, because the gunfights in water were better than the gunfights on land. That's saying something. I don't know who came up with the land gunfights, but they did not do a good job. Lots of patches, but not the right ones. I'll mention that later. But lots of patches shows that Treyarch does care, I guess. I mean, I'll also say that they don't care because they don't nerf the right things, and they nerf like sprinting times on weapons when that's not really the real problem in the game. But they do nerf a lot of zombies exploits, so they do look out for that, and they nerf a lot of But again, they weren't the right ones. They needed to be nerfing the VMP, the CUDA, and I'll mention that later. I don't think they did a good job with that. But it was a positive, and the fact that they did patch stuff is good. I don't agree with the way they did it, but again, that's still a positive. High score streaks were rewarding. The Raps, Wraith, Cerberus, obviously, they dominated, and that can also be a negative. Rocket launchers. I love the Black Cell. The Black Cell is, again, it's free score towards your kill streaks, and counters the UAV spam really, really well. Snipers, for the most part, were balanced. Infinite Warfare should be taking freaking notes, because after the beta, the snipers were arguably worse than freaking Black Ops 2! Like, what the fuck? The longbow was ridiculous in that game, and sorry for my little rant there, but that's only first of many when it comes to sniper rifles in this freaking game, in Infinite Warfare. I will mention that later, I can't stand that. Jump shotting was nice once in a while when appropriately used, but was abused by tryhards, and I'll mention that later. Decently paced for the most part, like on Hunted, the game was very well paced, and I liked that. On Nuketown or Cancer Town, it was not. Very nice black market camos, better than the actual camos. They were really, really nice. I love the black market camos. Common supply drops were good. The only good thing about freaking gay supply drops, and we'll mention those later in the con section. Last two multiplayer maps closed the game nicely after the first two abysmally failed. Were making me regret buying the season pass. They were that fucking bad. So yeah, we'll get to that later. Empire is one of those maps. Citadel, Rumble was a great map. Made the season pass maybe worth it for multiplayer players. It was worth it for zombie players, obviously, but for people who play multiplayer like me primarily, it made it worth it. Those maps did a really, really nice job for me. Kinetic armor was actually balanced, believe it or not. I thought they could have really messed up with that, and Infinite Warfare has a little kinetic armor in their game as well that I saw they snuck in. I bet that's going to be overpowered. Infinite Warfare's done a lot of things wrong, and I think that's going to be one of them. So those are the positives for everything. Now onto the fun part, the cons. Alright, so with the campaign, absolutely fucking abysmal. It was complete freaking garbage. Whoever came up with the idea of the campaign needs to get fired immediately after this game is over with. The campaign was abysmal and absolutely terrible. Although my friend said it had a good ending. But that doesn't matter. They have to hook us within the first few missions. And they did an awful job with that. It was terrible. Black Ops 2 had a bad campaign too. They haven't made a good campaign since Black Ops 1. This new Treyarch or whatever, they don't know how to make campaigns. Campaigns are important. People love campaigns. I don't, but, I mean, people do. They gotta cater to the people who buy their games every single year. Not the MLG faggots. I said that in my MLG rant video. We need to stop doing that, Treyarch. We need to stop catering to the 1% and start catering to the 99.9%. It's ridiculous. My gosh. I needed a pillow to play it. Exactly. It was a snooze fest. Hendrix was a fat lard, and it took him forever to move and open doors. Exactly. Like, I was there, like, it took an extra 5 minutes for Hendrix to get to the door and, like, open it. It was ridiculous. Oh, my gosh, it was so bad. The story was blurred and extremely confusing. I didn't really understand it till, like, the 7th mission, which is way too long. Third mission, Hypo Center, was, I swear, it was like 2 hours long of just complete boring and just complete bullshit. It was terrible. Seems like Treyarch released it just for lulz, and the campaign team was high. They probably sniffed some cocaine before making the campaign, and that's probably what they did, and they enjoyed it. Vandahar was probably all shits and giggles and all that, like, guys, let's give some to Allier, let's send some to T. Martin so they can speak great about our campaign and all that, which they kind of did, but not really. And it was the worst campaign in COD history. I've already said that. Treyarch hasn't made a good campaign since Black Ops 1. Alright, so the zombies cons. I know this is where people will start disagreeing with me, and I've mentioned these opinions if you've played with me before. The Reisendrock, way too easy. Reminds me of Buried. People, unskilled zombie players, brag about high rounds of the Reisendrock. It is very, very annoying.
Oh, Kyle, I've gotten to round 60 on the Reisendrock. I'm so good. I'm better than you.
No. And quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care about high rounds, to be honest with you. And Dreisendrock is, if you got to round 60 on Dreisendrock, have a cookie. I don't care. It's easy. It's almost easier than Buried. Like, the bows are so overpowered, and yet I'm hearing that there's duplicate bow glitches now. They're making them even more OP. Like, is Treyarch sniffing more cocaine? Like, come on! They need to nerf the lightning bow. I love using it, but it was so easy to build, and it was so overpowered. I could get it built by round 5, and it would just dominate. All I had to do was charge it up. I could revive like 3 people. It's ridiculous. And it just got so boring and stale, too. I mean, it was fun for maybe the first month, but it was not a good map overall. And I don't know why people love that map. I know it's really easy, and people like getting the high rounds just because they brag to their friends, but I think it's more of an accomplishment. You'll feel more accomplished when you do it on a more difficult map, in my opinion. I already mentioned that. The giant spawning and the speed of the zombies. It just didn't feel like Darice. I don't know what they did. People can agree with me. It's probably the second worst map, in my opinion, in Black Ops 3 Zombies. It just wasn't good. Gobblegums, Liquid Divinium, just another way for Activision, you know, to money, 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 money. You know, Trump's theme song to get more money. They love being money whores, Activision. You guys know that. If you guys aren't, you know, ignorant and naive to the COD community, you know that Activision, they're money whores, and all they care about is money. And also on the Giant, and you were forced to camp on the catwalk to get the high rounds. Most people were. That's a fact. Zombie sprinting on round 1. Only COD game to do this. I don't know why they made this in here to troll with us. I don't know. I really don't know. They didn't need to do this, and it was just complete bullshit. Why did they do it? The other 2 COD games didn't have this, and it was just fine. For some reason, they felt like they needed to change it. For some apparent reason, Vondar probably hired like a hobo off the street. Oh, Vondar, we need to change so zombies can sprint around 1. Vondar's probably high on some more cocaine. Sure, yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea. No, Vondar, please. I really hope you get fired sometimes. Not a good developer. Or, no, it's Blundell. My bad. Vondar's multiplayer. I'm even more mad at Vondar, let me tell you. Zombie spawning, way too fast and rapid. Yeah, the spawns were garbage, almost as bad as multiplayer spawning. Margwa. That's the Margwa. He always downs you when you don't want to get downed, and you lose all your perks, and his smash is so overpowered. It has so much range, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Panzer, same thing. So much health. Again, he has those shock charges, so annoying. They stun you. Oh, man, it's just terrible. The Thrashers on Zetsu and Ashima are so annoying with their orange spots. You need a gas mask on that map because the orange spots would stun you for like 10 seconds. They were so annoying. Spiders, and they would block training areas. And same with the Valkyrie drones from Guru Krovi. They did a great job with that. Great job there, Blundell. Too many exploits and zombies that were never patched or should have been patched before release, before the game was even released. Like, some of these glitches just remained in the game because of carelessness. Like, come on, Vondar. That's garbage. Not Vondar. Blundell. See, I keep getting that mixed up. I mean, like, it's so hard to dispute the difference between the two because they're both grade A goons. They don't know what they're doing. Obviously, there's a bunch of carelessness going on. And if they had just maybe a degree in common sense, their games would be so much freaking better. I'm telling you. Like, I'm just trying to help, and they can't do things right. It's like, it's very, very frustrating. Leveling up guns in zombies is just stupid. They just ran out of ideas. I don't know what happened there. That was just, it was not needed, in my opinion. More camos in zombies, again, lack of creativity. Or, I don't know, people got bored of the camos, obviously. Red Hex, I guess, was fun to get and go for, but I don't know. That was not needed. They needed more of those, in my opinion. Setting up on some maps, again, I said a lot of pro zombie players, a lot of my friends do complain about that, and it is annoying. Zetsubo Nishima, it was kind of annoying to set up power. I mean, it did take a little while. I couldn't really find much fun in that, like I said earlier. You gotta find fun in the little things in zombies, but I could not find fun in that. That was pretty bad. The KT-4 Wonder Weapon on Zetsubo Nishima was pretty weak. unless it was upgraded, but that took a while, and only the good zombie players really can do that. I would never get past like round 15, 20 on that map. Then again, alright, so the Activision paid cocksuckers, you know who you are, Allie, T. Martin, Chaosic Silencer, who are the zombies guys. Even Noah J's getting paid by Activision now. Mr. Dalek, you need to stop buying liquid diviniums and microtransactions. And yet you complain about this stuff, and you realize why it's still in the game. You know why it's in the game? Because of you guys! It's freaking, oh. People complaining, why are supply drops back? Why are they back? And then T. Martin's on the first day. Oh, don't worry, guys. Supply drops will be great in Infinite Warfare. Don't worry. They're so much better. yeah, good one. Please. They're worse. I'm not going to rant on that. They need to stop buying liquid diviniums, microtransactions in general, or they'll keep being in COD games. If they haven't already been installed in the next 3 COD games already, it's probably too late, to be honest with you. Lagging out of games randomly, especially on high rounds of zombies. You don't know how many friends of mine complain about this. They're on round like 60, 70 on good maps, and they just lag out. I mean, this is unacceptable. This is probably one of the core complaints of the zombie community. This happens so much. You would think that this would happen maybe the first 30 days the game would be out, and that would be somewhat acceptable. But it's been going on since the game has come out. It hasn't been fixed. Like, what? It just shows how little effort Treyarch's putting in. This is unacceptable. Can the servers not hold a round 60 game? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, you can't get past like round 60 without lagging out. I remember there's this glitch on Drock for about like 3 weeks. Whenever you even pull out your Ragnaroks, it would just end the freaking game. Like, that's awful. Oh, man. The zombie servers are terrible. I just mentioned that. The lagging. Ugh. And too many doors on Tetsuya Nishima. I think there was like all the doors on the map cost 10,000 points combined. Like, that's way too much. And that was another main complaint of why people don't like that map, but I disagree. I think it's a decent map once you have everything set up. And here we go. The meat and potatoes multiplayer. The VMP and the CUDA outgun assault rifles like the one I'm using here, the KN-44. When you get first shot, consistently, not just sometimes, consistently. This is like, if you guys play with me on PS4, you know how much I complain about this, and I bet you guys do too. It's ridiculous how much of this happens. And Infinite Warfare is the same thing. Shoot first, die first mentality. What the heck, Treyarch? Too much playing without a purpose with the VMP and the CUDA. Again, people are just running around with no purpose to their game, just running around trying to get kills, accumulating like 50 deaths per game, but getting like 50 kills. Like, is that really what you want to play for? Going 50 and 50 every game? I don't want to go 50 and 50 every game. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, being like a kill whore and get like going like 190? Like, that's not that good, please. Again, I don't understand that. Too much jumping around all the time and tryharding. Like, my goodness, if you guys thought Black Ops 3 was bad with tryharding, go on Infinite Warfare next week. It'll be, yeah. That was just my mom. Where was I? There's just too much tryharding and jumping around. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's sometimes when they don't even need to jump around. They can just kill me without jumping, but they decide to jump because they want to look like a tryhard faggot. That's all. That's the only reason why they want to jump. Like, please don't make yourself look bad. For the good of the COD community, please. It's cancerous. And it's just so much harder to hit people when they jump. They make you waste all your bullets. And here's the VMP bullcrap. You saw it right there. I got first shot with the gun, outgunned me from... That's pretty much AR distance. SMG distance. That's not really SMG distance, let's be honest. Jumping is good when not abused and overused, like I just said. Not when it doesn't need to be used, and people who literally only jump. You see that nice little lag spike right there. Great job, Treyarch. Gayarch, my bad. No gun variety. Once again, not surprised from a Treyarch game. They never have gun variety in their games. It's only 3, 4 guns that are used throughout the entire game's life cycle by the MLG tryhards, and there's so many of them, so, yeah. So those guns are the M8A7. I don't know why that's back in the game. Again, that was only for MLG tryhards and sweats. Use that gun. It was complete cancer and overpowered in Black Ops 2. Same here in Black Ops 3. The Cuda, again, self-explanatory. That gun was just continued to outgun ARs. It might as well have been an AR because there's no freaking recoil. The VMP, again, the tryhards' freaking wife. Like, they love that gun. They freaking have sex with it if they wanted to. The freaking VMP is so freaking gay. I can't even tell you. So gay. And the KN-44, which I use to counter it. Although when I use the VMP, the KN seems to destroy me, and I see why people complain about that. Because the KN seems to outgun the VMP from SMG distance all the time. So it's kind of like reverse psychology. Like, SMGs beat ARs from AR distance, but ARs beat SMGs up close. Like, it's the opposite of what you would think would happen. Like, what is that? What logic is that? And it seems to be in pretty much every COD game now. It never used to be like this. Count on Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3 to do that for you. Great job, Call of Duty. Freaking garbage. Specialists. The Ripper. The Commando Lunge. It's back, everybody. That was not needed. That was a freaking abysmal failure. I don't know why the Ripper is back. It's so gay. All the tryhards use it. Freaking... I got lunged by it so many times in this game's life cycle. So sick and tired of it. Like, the guy isn't even near me. He's lunging me from, like, a good 5 to 10 feet away. Like, are you freaking kidding me? It's just a replacement for the panic knife. And talk about a replacement for the panic knife. The panic spikes. The gravity spikes. A.k.a. the panic knife, long-lost cousin. It was just so... Oh, my gosh. Whenever I'm on a score streak, guy goes into this rim on breach right here and just panic spikes all of us, and we'd all be dead. It's the same old bullcrap. I don't know why that's back. And supply drops are complete bullshit. Never get good. Encourage people to pay for a shit game. Yep. Again, T Martin, Noah J456. Who are other people? Hollow Point. Other people do supply drop openings. I don't know. I can't name them all. I don't watch those people. I need a pillow to watch their videos. They're absolutely terrible content creators, in my opinion. Again, and the reason why supply drops are in Call of Duty is because people bought advanced supply drops in Advanced Warfare. That's the reason why supply drops are still in the game, because supply drops were a test in AW, and people jumped all over it and started, like, sucking it off like it had a freaking dick. Like, honest, people were all over that freaking dick. Like, oh my gosh. It's ridiculous. It was, honestly, they need to hop off the supply drop bandwagon. And even the black market blackout was kind of a good idea. Although kind of stupid, led by the idiot white boy 7th Street, who I think is paid by DICE and Battlefield. If, being paid by Activision wasn't good enough, he goes over the DICE and Battlefield, which I think is the most overrated game of this year. But I'm getting off track here. Again, only get weapons in the last week of the game. Again, I mentioned that. I got the FFAR yesterday, and that happened in AW last year. What a great way to troll with you. Thanks, Gayark. Activision Codsuckers, a.k.a. T Martin, Chaos X Silencer, FaZe members, Optic members, Ali A even made a video. I thought Ali A wasn't actually paid by Activision. Nope, I saw the other day. New weapons came out in Black Ops 3. He wasted $200 of his own money on freaking supply drops when the game is over in a week. Like, come on, man. I know you have millions and thousands of dollars to spend, but what is that? That is not a good example for the other COD players. I know you have money to spend on all that, but you're not being a good example. You just don't want to be a bad example for other YouTubers. Like, as a result, there are other people jumping on the bandwagon for buying supply drops. Biblical Reaper, he used to be one of my favorite YouTubers, but now is a lying and deceitful YouTuber just like the rest of them. So again, this YouTube stuff is part of the problem, and it's really part of why COD is failing. And whether people accept it or not, it is. It most definitely is, and you know what? There's corruption everywhere. In politics, in sports, even in YouTube now. There's corruption everywhere, and it needs to be pointed out, and it needs to be exposed. There needs to be some transparency in the YouTube community, and that's something that we do not have. Next on the list, we have Ghost. People who use it can't get kills themselves, and it's a crutch perk. You don't need Ghost when the suppressors aren't good in this game, and they're not. They're not even good on pretty much any gun. Like, I wouldn't use a suppressed KN, really. I wouldn't use it. The only guns the suppressors are good on are snipers and maybe the Kuda, because that has the least drop off of any SMG with the suppressor. But you don't need to run Ghost, especially if there's not a suppressor. You're just telling me that you're bad at the game if you need to run Ghost. Like, please. Like, I can understand Infinite Warfare you need to use Ghost because the suppressor is good. Like, I don't see the point in just being a complete try-hard faggot and using Ghost. I don't get it. And for those of you who play with me know that I complain about it every single game because there's always somebody who feels the need to run Ghost because they can't do well without it. And they're telling me that they have no gun skill and have to rely on the perk to beat me. And it's really sad because Ghost really hurts because when you run off a streak, there's always that one guy in the lobby running Ghost going to kill you. You see I'm 5 points off a streak there? Well, what usually happens is when a guy with Ghost kills me from behind, and with Hardwire too, and I don't see him. And I can't do anything about that because I can't sound whore because I don't have a good headset. So, not my fault a guy has to run a gay perk. Sorry. Ghost is gay. Literally, a guy could have a 0.2 KD, and you're looking on your radar, and he is Ghost, so you don't see him, and he kills you from behind. Typical freaking gay arc. Typical gay arc. Typical gay Call of Duty. Next, there is no strategy or teamwork in COD anymore. It's now 0. I know there's very little before, but it's now 0. It's just whoever can get to spawn first wins. BO3 was a perfect prime example of this. Literally, every single game mode. It doesn't matter if it's freaking domination, TDM, kill confirmed. It's just a rush. Whoever can get to spawn first wins. Whoever can be the bigger tryhard wins. There's no teamwork involved, and whoever usually gets the most kills usually wins the game objectively because they're just spamming their streaks like I do. Because, you know, I gotta counter what the other people do. But, to be honest, that needs to go. Like, there are some game modes, like even Search and Destroy, there are people who don't play the objective anymore, including myself. Because, I don't know, I just see people and they just don't play the objective, so I see, why should I? Like, it's ridiculous, and I wish it changed, because when you don't play as a team, I mean, you're not going to win many games, and honestly, sometimes the game isn't very fun, and there needs to be teamwork in Call of Duty. And when there's no teamwork, it's just, you know, people who have better equipment will win every single time. There needs to be a fairness aspect to it, and there's not. There's absolutely not. Oh, this one. Stop bringing back Nuketown, or Cancer Town, as I call it, or Brecky Town, or Clown Town. I mean, you can go on and on. I mean, it's the worst map in COD history now. One of them. It is absolutely effing garbage. Fucking garbage. There you go. Uncensored bullshit. You see? Yeah, I'm not gonna say effing, I'm gonna say fucking. Because it's garbage. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know. Each year, it seems to get worse and worse. In Black Ops 1, it was the best map in the game, arguably. It was awesome. Even I'll say it was great. The pacing was awesome. And Black Ops 2 is when it started the downtrend. And that's why I say Black Ops 2 started the downtrend for a lot of things. People don't believe me, but just look at the numbers. Look at the sales. I mean, you'll see what I mean. But in Black Ops 2, Nuketown 2025, again, the tryhards seem to come. And the snipers of tactical insertions, the MSMC jumping around tryhards. I mean, the map started to become cancer. And this year, it is so fast-paced and so cancerous, and the people in the window are so hard to kill that I have to start doing it because I know I can't run around on Nuketown and do well anymore. You guys saw earlier in the video what happens when I try and run around on Nuketown. I can go negative. I mean, that's really upsetting for me when I go negative in a Call of Duty game because I have high standards, and yeah. So yeah, better not bring back Cancer Town for the next Treyarch game. Please don't. Please don't. I swear if they do, please. Treyarch, you're not good at remaking multiplayer maps. Especially with Verge as well, your other quote-unquote remake. And it was probably the worst map in the game because it looked like Hunted, and I thought it would play like Hunted. Yet I found out that it was one of the worst maps in the game, and it was a DLC map, which when it's supposed to be better because we paid for it. Please. I mean, it was just so garbage. I'll get to that later. Again. First and second, well, look at it, it's right here. It's waiting for me to just expose it. Thank you. My notes is like speaking to me. Expose these garbage maps, and I will rip them to shreds. First and second multiplayer DLC maps were complete trash. Verge, which I already spoke of. Gauntlet, 3 maps in 1, right? 3 maps in 1. Everyone's getting all excited. 3 times the amount of camping in one, is what that tells me. Everyone just camped in the city, laid prone in the forest, or on the ice, would just sit in those little head glitches on the icebergs, or the rocks. Like, please. It was probably the worst map in the game. I say that about a lot of them. Gauntlet was probably the worst, because, again, you paid for it. It was terrible. Again, it was trying to copy Hunted with the wall run under B. Yeah, that failed, because everyone was always camping it. Freaking gay. Garbage map. And they got Rise, which was okay, but the spawns were an all-time bad. The spawns in this game are terrible. Worst in Call of Duty history, hands down. They get worse and worse every year. What else? We got Splash, which is mediocre. I mean, I had some decent games on it, but it's just not a great map, though. It doesn't play well. Even though I do well on it, again, I don't judge maps on that. But Rift is so bad. The volcano map, there's just head glitches. It's shotgunning paradise, basically. If you love shotgunning, then you love trolling people on that map. It's just a miserable experience if you're not using a shotgun or a submachine gun and jumping around or sitting in those head glitches on the left side of the map. So yeah, that map is also trash. And Knockout, the one they tried to make all visually nice and pleasing, make it like a karate place, made it all nice and look nice, but it played like shit. It was terrible. It was an SMG paradise. Again, once again, they catered to the SMG players. Using ARs on that map was not easy. Getting streaks with ARs on that map, not easy, because an SMG guy would always get you. He'd always get you because, again, that map is so close quarters, and yeah, just not a good map. Not a really good map at all. Chinese maps and Japanese maps, and that was a Chinese map, haven't done really well in COD history, except for Dynasty from Ghosts. I love that map. But besides that, Magma, trash. What's another one? Mirage, trash. Again, they're just Chinese maps never fare well. So please, stop bringing them back. Okay, so, Cerberus. Let's talk about our best friend, the Cerberus, right? You know, the AGR from Black Ops 2. Not OP at all, though, right? Yeah, he's only 900 points and he lasts for about 10 minutes. Not OP at all, right? I don't care. Even if he's AI controlled, if he lasts for 10 minutes, there's still a problem. But you can also control him! And he literally gets quad feed after quad feed. He controls the match. You can't get anything with him out there. You've automatically lost the game with the Cerberus. And you can deploy 2 or 3 at a time, too. So if one wasn't enough and more of a problem, you can deploy 2 or 3 at a time. And it's not like they're quick to take out either. They take freaking 3 freaking black shell rockets right to the face or whatever of the Cerberus. Like, what the heck? And they continued to buff it throughout the game. They thought it wasn't good enough. They thought it wasn't good enough. Like, are you kidding me, Treyarch? Again, Vondar really likes smoking that cocaine. I'm telling you, he really likes smoking the crack. It really, I can see some white stuff under his little mustache of his. Like, are you freaking kidding me, Vondar? This was all you, and you blew it. It's absolutely garbage. The Cerberus is too OP, and it's the reason I lose a ton of my games on here. It's because of the Cerberus. It's complete bullshit. Even people who are doing, like, 10 and 10 with 5 caps will have a Cerberus because it's so easy to get, and yet it controls the match, and the game is automatically turned upside down because he has that 1 score streak. Are you kidding me? There's my rant on that. That thing is like, ugh, man. The Wraith and Raps equals game over. I mean, there's, again, it's a flip of the coin. I run them too, but there's got to be good score streaks in the game, so I guess I understand that to a point. Hardened Sentries. Yeah, everyone loves Hardened Sentries. Again, something that controlled the match. If you were winning a match and a team got the Hardened Sentry, you're probably going to lose because that thing can actually shoot you through walls too. That happened 3 times to me this year. First 3 times it's ever happened to me where a Sentry literally shot me through a building without even seeing me. Literally, a JD from NY, one of my favorite YouTubers, had a clip on Raid, I remember, Black Ops 2. He was behind a wall, Sentry literally followed him through a magnet, just melted him through the entire building. It was ridiculous. That happened to me 3 times this year. 2 times on the Blue House on Nuketown. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. That's a bug in the game. It's not supposed to do that. Absolutely terrible. HCXD were very OP, and only, you know, if you could get triples effortless with them. My friend Chris would always run the HCXD. In the other Call of Duty games, it was okay, because it was balanced, and you get single kills or double kills, and when I first got Call of Duty, I enjoyed using the HCXDs. I think it was an easy way to get a kill, and for noobs who couldn't really play, and maybe just got the game, was really good, but, like, now you're giving noobs, like, 3 or 4 kills from using them. That's pushing it, Vondar. That's a little bit pushing it. and usually 3 of those 4 kills are people with flak jacket, which is supposed to defend you from explosives. Yeah, that's complete bullshit. Again, don't listen to perks in a gay arc game, please. I mean, we've learned that lesson from Black Ops 2. And we learned not read the gun descriptions in this game either, because again, they're lying, and I'll say that later. Again, just, it's just complete bullshit. The HCXG is so overpowered. And my next point was about flak jacket. I already got it. And, I already hit that point. I mean, it's freaking really gay. How you can still die when you're running flak jacket and with explosives. And the lethals and tacticals is, again, another negative. And the frag grenades, I know it's realistic that they're good, but, again, Call of Duty really isn't a realistic game. And the best games, really, I think, don't need frag grenades to be the center of the game and people to be cross-mapping you with a frag grenade. One off a freaking score streak. Seriously, man. It literally, it's always one off a score streak when Bondar just unloads his bullshit on me. And I get so mad because it's, like Allier even said this, and I actually agree with him for once. When you choke a score streaks, it's an incomplete game. Like, you could have had something more. So I always usually back out when I don't get score streaks because I'm so pissed off. Even if I'm like 40-1, I consider backing out. I know it seems crazy to you guys because I'm going 40-1, but the fact that I choked the score streak, again, it's just really frustrating. And I hate doing that. Alright, so let's get to the guns. The pistols. Why? Gay arc, why? Every single year since after Black Ops 1, they just something about the pistols and the shotguns, we'll get to later, but they love making them so overpowered like they're actual guns. Like, they're freaking melting people from AR distance. Like, I have a clip on my Xbox when I was playing Xbox. I was on the bridge on Hunted. The tower overlooking B. This guy was on the other side of the flag near A that you can see the tower from. He one-bursted me. I don't kid you. One-bursted me with an RK5. One burst. And I was at, I think, pretty much full health. I mean, are you kidding me? Vandahar. Smoking the cocaine and crack again. Please, stop. It's not funny. You do this to us every year. It's not good. My gosh, it's terrible. The RK5 is the big one, and all the tryhards love abusing it too. They'll just use the OP guns just to frustrate you and say, "It's not my fault in the game. We love Vandar. We love sucking his dick. Yeah, right, guys." And all the MLG faggots like, "Yeah, you're a faggot. You don't like Black Ops 3." Yeah, shut up, please. Again, you're a tryhard sweat. Probably sits in his mom's basement the entire day, and you're probably in college. So please, shut up. I hate those guys. I run into them all the time. It's not that I hate them, they're just annoying. Let's rephrase. Okay, they really represent themselves in a very bad way. Okay, so yeah. That's with that. And the MR6 were borderline OP too. I mean, they love their semi-auto pistols as well, don't get me wrong. And, yeah. What is it with Treyarch and why they may continue to make OP pistols in every game? Example, BO2 was much worse in this game with OP pistols. RK5 was extremely OP, but besides that, pistols were pretty well in check. But in Black Ops 2, let's name the OP pistols. The B23R, is the RK5 reskinned. I'll mention a point about reskins later. The 5.7, which was, the MR6, get another reskin. TAC-45, that was so OP, 2-shot from any range in the entire game, semi-auto. And the Cap-40, which is a spray-and-pray pistol, kind of like the, what's it called? The LCAR-9 in this game, but it's much better. And as you guys know, if you've played Black Ops 2, yeah, let's get to my least favorite gun class in the entire game, and I'm holding one right now. The Game Maker 12, yeah, so that's what I call it. The shotguns. Where do I start? The 205 Brecci, the 205 Cancer, or what my friend would do is whenever he ran into a Brecci, he would block somebody, take them off the friends list. I'm not kidding you, he did this. He told me all about it, and he even did it to one person. If you use a Brecci in his lobby, he blocks you, reports you for cheating. It's that OP, folks. Maybe it takes the game too seriously, but I think it's pretty funny. Again, it's way, way, way too OP. It could easily outgun AR from AR distance without long barrel. And even if you got first shot with another gun, nope, he comes spraying in with the Brecci. Oh, you're done. Oh, you're done. Nuketown equals Brecci Town. That's right, folks. The Game Maker 12 was similar, not as OP, but as you guys saw earlier in this video, it's still pretty good. You saw a guy jumping around with it on the Outlaw or whatever, being a complete faggot with it, running Ghost, Hardwired, and Tracker. If freaking the Haymaker isn't bad enough, he decides to run a few other guns too. Awesome. Just complete freaking cancer to the brain. Did you guys know that there's a 7th sniper in Black Ops 3? Let me tell you what it is. It's the freaking Argus. I swear that thing is like the KSG on steroids. Like, oh my gosh. Again, with the reskins, it could also one-hit you from AR distance with ease. And in the description, again, Treyarch about the lying descriptions, it says the hipfire is very weak, but when I go against the hipfire, it always one-hits me by the hipfire. Always, and that's without aiming in, if you guys don't know what hipfiring is. Without aiming in your sights. Guns were 90% reskins from BO2, just different aims. Example, ICRs, the M27 from Black Ops 2. The XR2 was the SWAT 556. The VMP was pretty much like the MSMC. The Kuda had similar traits to the MP7. The Pharaoh was definitely the Cheekum. The Haymaker was pretty much the S12. What's another one? The Remington was the KRM. The Argus was the KSG. I mean, there's a lot of examples. Hit detection. That's our next issue. The issue that I complain about a lot, and the COD community, the smart people, complain about as well. Hit detection is an issue in all AR games. People just lagging and dashing away from bullets. Or my bullets simply wouldn't register. Again, that's unacceptable. I don't know why Treyarch is doing this. Treyarch even got this wrong in Black Ops 1. Like, even Black Ops 1, how great of a game that was. Got it wrong in that. They can never seem to get the hit detection right. Go to the old Infinity Ward. Go to Ghosts. Go to MW3. Go to, what's it called? MW2. Those games had pretty good hit detection. I don't know about MW2. I disagree with people. I don't think that game had great hit detection. But go to MW3. Go to Ghosts. Those games had great hit detection. And go speak with the owners. Grab a notepad and take notes. Hit detection is so important with snipers, with ray guns, when guys run around corners and dodge your bullets. But, you know, when I seem to run around a corner, I seem to get shot through the corner. So, I mean, again, there you go. Treyarch bullshit again. Lagging out of games randomly when on kill streaks should never happen. Happened to me yesterday. I was doing great, and then I got lagged out. Vondar pulled the plug on me. I mean, it's just great. Happened Black Ops 2 all the time. I mean, and just seems to continue here in Black Ops 3 again. And the 7v5 and 8v4 domination glitch, that was never fixed. They didn't seem to care, and it was a very obvious issue. Even freaking Exility pointed it out. And goes to show how careless Gayar can really be. Again, this shouldn't even been in the game in the first place. And if it is, you fix it on day one. You care about your game, and you fix it, okay? Please. People move way too fast with SMGs. That is a humongous complaint. And in every game, it seems like they're freaking like the Flash, move from side to side. Look at me. Like, you can't shoot them. They're impossible to kill. Like, even from, like, AR distance, they're extremely tough because they stock on their SMGs, and they're just, even I use stock because it's extremely OP, and, like, I don't know, I love stock on my ARs, and it's not that good in this game. It's another complaint I have. Stock should be better. In Black Ops 2, they got it right, and yet on SMG, stock is Jesus-like. It's so good, like, honestly. The aiming time for LMGs in the last few games are way too fast. Last time I checked, LMGs can weigh up to like 100, 200 pounds. Like, they're heavy. How are you able to aim in those things in like faster than SMGs? And they're like half the weight. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And that stuff should be realistic. I understand COD's an unrealistic game, but LMG should not be aiming in that fast. Like, come on, even without quick draw. And imagine it with quick draw. With quick draw, it's like a freaking god. Just ask people who use the freaking dingo. I mean, honestly, whenever I get killed by the dingo, I'm like, you can suck my dingo, because you suck at the freaking game. Like, that gun is so overpowered, and oh my gosh. The thing outguns SMGs all the time because you can aim down sights faster than SMGs for some reason, and then you just spray the hip fire. That's all you need to do to win that gunfight with the dingo. Again, if you use the dingo, I don't know what to tell you. You can suck my dingo. But, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, the shoot first, die first mentality. I mentioned that earlier. When I have an AR from AR distance, and he has a VMP, and you guys saw it earlier, again, and I get the first 3-4 bullets on him, and I don't expect my bullets to magically disappear, Vondar, and lose the engagement. I expect to win that gunfight 90 to 95% of the time. But I found myself in the disadvantage when I had the first shot. Again, I don't know what's going on with this kill first, die first mentality, but I think part of the reason is because toughness is not in the game. and what happens is, like, magically my flinch starts to go up, and I start flinching when I'm just about to kill somebody, and if toughness was in the game, those guys would be done no problem. Toughness needs to be back here in Call of Duty, let me tell you. And I like how Infinite Warfare semi bought it back, but they didn't really bring it back as a perk. They bought it back as, like, a gun attachment from supply drops. Anyway, I don't know what they're thinking over there. I don't know. They're just they're high, too. They're high on some other heroin, let's just say. Oh. Gay Arc didn't want you to streak. Always choke streaks. I died 5 points off a mothership once. Not 5 kills, 5 points. Like, you know, a UAV assist. I literally back out of games because I choke streaks. And you could say, oh, Kyle, why are you backing out? You're such a rager. I know, but, like, if you're so close to a kill streak, you work so hard for it, and then you don't get it, it's frustrating. And yeah, you know, I gotta remove myself from that situation because of freaking Gay Vandahar over here. Freaking, like, you know what, you're not having that score streak, even though I paid $60 for the game. Actually, $100 because I bought the Digital Deluxe Edition. Nope, you're not getting that score streak. Yeah, fucking gay. This game's freaking rigged. Whatever, man. Getting shot around corners. Didn't know bullets could curve. Try Gay Arc. Maybe most annoying thing in Black Ops 3. You know, it might be. This would always happen in your streaks, by the way. All these gay bullshit things always would happen in your streaks. Again, I don't know why. Was it just a coincidence? I don't know. Probably because of Andahar just likes trolling with me. I can't wait till he's out of here. The base maps, in general, were not very good. They weren't. Bad maps were X's. X's is probably the worst map in the game. It was removed for glitches and reasons. I think it was better off just staying there because, again, no one liked that map. Anyway, Cringe, aka Fringe, every tryhard's favorite map. Again, everyone loves the head glitch on that map. It's ridiculous. Honestly, you can't go a game without Fringe without someone using ghosts or just completely head glitching and being a complete douchebag or hard scoping in the window. It's a gay map. Infection was not good. Everyone just camped on the stairwell the entire game. You see the constant theme here. People would just hold down choke points with M8s and just head glitch. Metro wasn't great. Slow paced. A lot of people complained about it. It wasn't the worst, though, for me. Bleach or Breach, you know, I'd rather drink Bleach than play Breach half the time because, you know, people just panic spike on that map all the time. And it's SMG galore. Like, honestly, people love their VMPs, their Kudas. You know those guns are coming out in Bleach. I mean, you know, freaking another garbage map. Campwood instead of Redwood. Everyone loves to camp in that building on that map, camping in the water, laying down in the grass. I mean, a variety. And yet, Redwood was one of the advertised maps. They did even a whole separate advertisement little thingy for Redwood. When the game first came out, I watched it, and it looked like an amazing map. I was excited, and I always fall for this stuff, and I shouldn't. I should know better. And it was probably the worst map. One of the 3 worst maps in this game. It was garbage. It was absolutely terrible. It was a camp fest. Absolutely so slow-paced. It's just to say, this happened in Black Ops 2 too. They advertised Turbine to think there's this amazing map. Again, it was just terrible. And Treyarch just loves, again, trolling with those. I don't know what it is with them and trolling. That's why the nickname Trollarch. I mean, there's a reason it's there. Okay, and then here's another main complaint, and a lot of people will agree with me on this. A lot of people have made Black Ops 3 is dead videos, because it's true. There was once 8 million people combined on the 2 consoles on this game. Now, there's 200,000 on each. And that's 600,000. I checked the player count like a few months ago, and it's only gone down from there. It's done pretty bad. So, again, that's pretty bad. It's got really stale and boring. Ever since December, January, it's just, I don't know what happened. It just lost its feel for me. And the bullshit was part of it. Like, it just got in the way from being a great game. When things are going great in this game, it's probably the best Call of Duty. When things aren't, it's absolutely probably the worst COD. In existence. The CODs just haven't been consistent lately. Like, there's really inconsistent games in terms of fun. I mean, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. Like, there's no consistency, and that's something the next Call of Duty I really hope, you know, follows through on. But the lack of consistency lately is just really annoying, to be completely honest with you. Another point is that stock was not good enough on ARs compared to Black Ops 2 at least. And I love stock on ARs in Black Ops 2, although it was a little OP, but I don't know. I think it was necessary and was too good on SMGs, and that's what gave them the speed boost, because stock makes you move faster while aiming. And, you know, just no wonder why the people with SMGs just move so fast in this game, are just so hard to hit. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, to be quite honest with you. Hardwired and Ghost, you just can't be detected. I mean, not overpowered at all. Yeah, definitely not. Hardwired and Ghost need to go. And let me tell you, Ghost, I really don't want in the next COD after Infinite Warfare. That's why I'm looking forward to MW Remastered, because it doesn't have freaking Ghost in it. Like, Ghost is game-breaking, folks. It's that bad, and people don't need to be using it to get kills. I really don't like that. Unless you're using a suppressor, then I can understand, because it's a stealth class, but running Ghost with non-suppressed weapons, I don't really understand that at all. That's a really, really big complaint of mine. If you play with me, you know that I complain about that a lot. As much as Hardwired was a counter to Sixth Sense, and as much as Sixth Sense was a good idea, bringing Hardwired and Sixth Sense were, again, a lot of the reviewers, like Exclusive Ace and Drifter, could agree with me here. Sixth Sense just doesn't belong in a Call of Duty game. It's not. And apparently in Infinite Warfare, it's coming back as a trait. So, I mean, as much as I use Sixth Sense, as much as I like it, I don't think it needs a spot in Call of Duty. Like, I can work without it, but, you know, I like using it, and it's become kind of a crutch for me that it's kind of hard to get off of it, you know. I can work without it, it's just it's tough to once you've been using it for so long. I don't care if toughness is a freaking crutch perk, Gayark, or not. It needs to be in the game, obviously, because the post of Black Ops 1 Gayark doesn't know how to make a game without toughness. You saw it here. The flinch is crazy in this game, and it's ridiculous. The flinch has got to go. Maybe that's why I lose gunfights and I get the first shot all the time, because my flinch goes out of control in the last, like, 3 seconds of the gunfight. I don't understand why. And I wish the flinch was a little more consistent if it's going to be a non-flinch game. But just toughness needs to be back. That's all. Toughness needs to be back. I don't care if it's a crutch perk. I don't give a shit if people complain. It needs to be back in this Call of Duty series ASAP right freaking now. Okay, I am sick and tired of these non-toughness games. I know Black Ops 1 did really well without toughness, but this is a new Treyarch we're talking about here. We're talking about Gayark, not the good Treyarch back in BO1 and World at War. We're not talking about them anymore. It's completely different. Let's see here. Lethals and Tacticals are a bit OP. Have to wear flak jacket to get streaks. I mean, it's kind of true, because what usually happens is that, you know, one off a streak, or like you're close to a streak, and a frag grenade kills you. It cross maps you when you're on a streak. That's happened to me on multiple occasions, and yeah, I know that's realistic, but I don't, again, it doesn't feel like it needs a place in Call of Duty, especially in a futuristic game. Maybe in like an old style Call of Duty, you can make the frags really good and all that, but not in like a Black Ops 3 kind of game. I mean, the grenades should be meh at best. They should not be OP like they are in this game at times. Some specialists were way too OP. The Purifier yesterday, I literally get touched by it and I'm dead. Literally touched by it. And there's a really deaths that you can't prevent either. They're really frustrating, and people who usually use them, to be honest, aren't very good. They just rely on the specialists to get their kills and not really skill in the game. And that's kind of why specialists are, you know, debated upon and not beloved in Call of Duty. And I don't know kind of why they're here. Some of them are really nice, but some of them, like the one I'm using, Combat Focus, is awesome. It's probably my favorite specialist, and I love it. Although some people may call it cheap for streaks, you have to know when to activate it, and there's strategy in that, and that's what I like. But again, what is it? Specialists like the Purifier and the Gravity Spikes, yeah, you can kind of use them whenever you want, and you'll be absolutely fine. So, yeah, again, that's not really something I think that's really good for a Call of Duty in the future. It's War Machine. The pellets would go right through people and not kill them. This is a humongous bug in the game, and people who use the War Machine may know what I'm talking about. Like, when you clearly hit somebody with the War Machine and the pellets literally don't explode on impact and they travel right through the frickin' person. It's annoying. It's really, really annoying. And I loved the War Machine at one time, but then I see this pellet stuff and I can't use it anymore. I really cannot use the War Machine. It's terrible. when I steal it with blackjack, I always differ and do not use it. I always choose a different specialist because it is absolutely awful. The panic spikes and how they replace the panic knife. Exactly, they're just a placeholder for the panic knife. That's all they are, folks. And they might be even worse. Whenever you see someone near you, all you hit is like, oh no, there's a guy about to kill me. Let me hit LB and RB. Oh yes, I healed him. Oh, great skill. All you did is hit the LB and RB button. Congratulations. My gosh, it requires no skill to do that at all. It's very, very annoying. And yeah. And also, the Dingo was so OP of an LMG that it could easily outgun SMGs and ARs up close any day of the week. And that's got to go back to the ADS time. The ADS time is too quick in Black Ops 3 for LMGs. And, you know, that's just kind of ridiculous. Those guns, again, they weigh 100, 200 pounds, and you're able to aim them in like they're freaking submachine guns, please. Even with quick draw, there should be at least a little bit of an aim down sight penalty. I don't see why it's not in the game. Next is Gorgon window camping. Especially on the map that I'm playing on here, Gorgon window camping is for complete and utter douchebags, and I don't know why people decide to have fun playing that way, because it's not fun at all. It's kind of a debaggy move, in my opinion. The melee system is stupid, and it freaking sucks. Yeah, Infinite Warfare, I don't know why you brought back this melee system. Number one, it says when you melee someone in the back, with a weapon that it's a one-shot kill, yet I've meleeed people in the back multiple times, and I get a two-hit kill, and I end up dying before I can get that second melee shot in. It's ridiculous. Again, Treyarch, you should not be lying to us about your game, and they've done that on multiple occasions, obviously. And melee weapons in general, again, we shouldn't be encouraging people to play like douchebags and camping in corners with knives. And like the old quote says, only in Treyarch games are you able to bring a knife to a freaking gunfight. You saw it in this game. There's a guy literally running at freaking 90 miles an hour, like dodging my bullets and using lag compensation and just like lunging me from like 5 feet away. You saw it here. I mean, it's honestly ridiculous, the melee weapons. I hate knives, and yeah, I do not like knives at all. I've made that quite clear here on this channel. I mean, whoever plays with me, I guess. But yeah, the melee weapons, they better not be back in Infinite Warfare. If they are, I'll be very upset, because again, I think that was just something that Treyarch did to get more money. And yeah, lack of creativity. And last but not least, but this may be the most frustrating one for me, joining in the middle of games! Again, how do you get that wrong every year? They said in freaking at the end of Black Ops 2 and before they were making BO3, they said, we will fix the joining in the middle of games issue. We will improve upon it. It's worse! Again, lying again by Treyarch. This is another lie. They love lying to us. They love trolling with us. They love screwing with us. They did not tell the truth here, and I still join in the middle of games on pretty much every game. It's ridiculous, honestly. I even sometimes join the middle of games with a party of like 5 people. Like, it's honestly ridiculous. And we know to leave because we're going to be losing by like 50 points, and there's no point in even playing the frickin' match. Like, come on, Gayar. Like, I hated that in Black Ops 2, and I hate it here. They need to fix that matchmaking system, and it's literally literal cancer. I hate it. It's probably the most hated thing about this game, honestly, is joining the middle of games, because that leads to all the problems. That's the beginner of all the problems. When you join the middle of game, and then the bullshit starts happening. If we didn't join the middle of games, the bullshit wouldn't happen. Again, it all starts with that. So we are finally at the end of this video, and I have a few closing statements. If I were to sum up Black Ops 3 in one sentence, here it is. Black Ops 3, a game that had the potential to be the best Call of Duty in franchise history, failed and was merely a bandage or a band-aid for the failing Call of Duty franchise, period. Done. End of sentence. Tell me if you guys could sum it up better than that. I thought I did a good job. Again, I'll say it again. Black Ops 3, a game that had the potential to be the best Call of Duty in Call of Duty history, failed, and was merely a bandage for the failing Call of Duty franchise. Alright, and here are my star ratings. For multiplayer, I have 3.5 stars. We'll say 4 stars out of 5. You know what? Yeah, that's fair. For campaign, we'll have 2 out of 5. 2 stars out of 5. And for zombies, since I have to go to a whole number, I don't want to go to half stars. We'll do 4 4 stars out of 5 for Zombies, although more like a 4.5 really, because Zombies was so good this year in my opinion. Grand total is a 4 out of 5 game, and maybe a 3.5 again if I were to go to decimals, and 8 out of 10 stars as a total. Again, maybe 7.5. But alright, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys love this video and all the hard work I put into it. It takes forever for these videos to render, and hope you guys enjoyed, see where I was coming from. Hope you guys were entertained as well. That's always the goal here on my channel, is for entertainment, hopefully, and hopefully I can do more of these in the future. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to drop a like. Shoutout Saturday will be later. See you guys on the next video. Impulse out.